Alright, so I'm here with...
Shivai.
And what do you do for a living, Shivai?
I work in construction, traffic control.
What steps did you take to get this job?
Like a security license, you have to pay for it. It's a course.
And how long did that take to get?
Just 2 days. It's very quick, very fun.
And how much do you make?
You make 3,000 to 4,000 a month. It depends. Sometimes you do overtime, but I don't prefer overtime. I prefer like 40 hours is good enough.
What qualities do you think someone needs to have to be good at this job?
Just be patient because a lot of people will yell at you because it's downtown and people, if you're taking one lane out of 2 lanes, they're like, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. So, but I think it's chill, It depends on the site as well.
What's your favorite thing about what you do?
It's in downtown, man. That's the favorite part.
You like downtown Vancouver?
I love downtown Vancouver, man. Why not, Everything is really close to me.
Alright, so I'm here with...
Poppy, like the flower.
And what do you do for a living?
Just a regular retail job. I do jewelry. Model on the side. That's really about it.
How'd you get into modeling and just work in retail?
My sister gave me the hookup, so I just kind of slided with her and just kind of slid myself in. Jewelry, I've been doing it for a while. Just repairs, selling jewelry.
How much do you make doing that?
Maybe like $1,500 bi-weekly.
So $3K a month.
Like a paycheck, like a working class paycheck. So don't be fooled.
What's your favorite thing about what you do?
The sales part, you meet so many interesting people, so it's kind of crazy.
Alright, so I'm here with...
Liz.
And what do you do for a living, Liz?
I'm a student. I study psychology and then I work part-time at Lush.
What are you planning on doing after school?
Definitely working in psychology with kids, like clinical counseling.
What does a day in the life look like working at Lush and being a student?
Small chit-chat, typical retail work, and then come home. Did I get all my readings done before class? And when's the due date for these things these week? And are they actually done? Making sure there's no panic.
And how much do you make right now?
Currently, they are offering 18. It all depends on where you're going, how many hours.
And what's your favorite thing about what you do?
For doing it here in Vancouver, being a tourist is really fun. Also, I really just like being a student. I really like learning. I really enjoy it.
Alright, so I'm here with...
Vishnu.
And what do you do for a living?
I teach at a college here in downtown, and also I'm a immigration business.
What do you teach in a college?
Marketing, as well as the interpersonal communication courses.
How did you get into the teaching and then your business?
Actually, I have background in education, especially in international education.
And how much do you make?
In a good year, probably about, 50K.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be close to 100.
Total 50 to 100K, depending on how the business does.
About that, yes.
What qualities do you think someone needs to have to be a good entrepreneur and a good teacher?
You have to have grit. You need to be able to see opportunity as well as take a lot of effort, because sometimes we really want, but if you don't put the work into it, it could be just only a daydream.
You have to put in the work.
You have to be able to start walking towards what you want to do.
Alright, so I'm here with...
My name's Aldo.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm a chef at the Little Dairy.
How did you get into being a chef?
It's a long story, but basically my parents were working a lot and I just make lunches for them and stuff, so kind of taught me that I like feeding people.
And how much do you make as a chef?
I make approximately about 45 a year.
What's your favorite thing about what you do?
It's the feeding people, really, and that and being creative and spending time with like kitchen people, just restaurant people in general, or just great people to be around to kind of like earn trust and have that kind of connection with.
Alright, so I'm here with...
Javon.
Elfie.
And what do you guys do for a living?
I work at a church.
I'm a student.
What's a day in the life look like working at a church and being a student?
Throughout the week, it's a lot of prep for Sundays and doing a lot of like social media stuff and content creation.
I spend all day trying to get these assignments done, and pretty much the day for me.
What are you studying?
I'm studying anthropology at U of T.
What's your job title?
Production director. It's a lot of managing of equipment and volunteers, so scheduling and stuff like that, as well as video editing and shooting, and so it's a whole like production company.
How much do you make?
Roughly $45,000 a year.
And what about you?
$0 a year.
Do you have any debt with all your schooling?
Right now, it's just my OSAP debt, but thankfully I've been able to like pay off the loans parts. So right now I'm sitting at about $3,000, and I've been going to school for about 3 years now.
What's your favorite thing about this stage of your life?
Being able to try new things and meet new people. I think my job allows me to go places and have new experiences and meet a lot of really new people like you yourself.
I think right now I'm loving the fact that I'm able to like focus on my studies and also be flexible with my time, and I can just kind of budget the way that I want to do things or what I can spend money on from the money I get from, family. But it's been a really good experience and I'm enjoying this part of my life right now.
Alright, so I'm here with...
Tejasvi.
And what do you do for a living?
So I'm an MBA graduate student, yeah.
What made you decide to do your MBA?
So I'm doing my MBA because I'm interested in pivoting from my career in engineering, which I did a master's in the United States and I worked for 6 years. I was a civil engineer. I used to design buildings here.
How much did you make as a civil engineer?
So as a civil engineer, I was making $80,000 a year, a base, plus bonus and other benefits.
Okay, and what do you plan on doing after your MBA?
I'm hoping to work in a strategy role as a general management candidate in a company or potentially work as a strategy consultant for an external strategy firm.
What advice would you give to someone that's in a position they don't like and wants to pivot to something else?
So for instance, I've worked as a civil engineer for 6 years. So for me, really pivoting into a completely pure marketing, creative advertising role is going to be difficult, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. So you have to be prepared to understand what are the costs and then assess whether you want to invest for those costs or not. You could obviously make a choice once you see the pros and cons of both fields.
Carlita.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm an influencer, a model. I have my own little business and I work a 9 to 5. It's a boring one.
What kind of content do you post?
I just look cute and like do fashion stuff and just like digital art.
And how much do you make doing all that?
With everything together, I would say like $7,000 a month.
What's your favorite thing about what you do?
I like the fact that I don't get bored because I have like a million side hustles. So it's like every day is different and I like to be creative. So it allows me to do that.
And how do you manage doing so many things all at once?
It's easy. So this is just my life. Like if I didn't like doing it, I don't think I'd be able to juggle like all these little side projects and all this stuff.
So you just do it and it doesn't even feel like
work? It doesn't feel like work, except for my actual 9 to 5. Like I hate it.
What is your actual 9 to 5?
I just do like email management for L'Oreal. So I literally just answer emails for people who have like health concerns with the products and all that stuff.
GOP.
And what do you do for a living?
I work in addictions and mental health. I work in outreach, so I'm out on the streets just helping vulnerable population.
How did you get into doing this?
Bro, it was random. I'm studying neuroscience and psych, and I wanted something in that area, so then I just applied for a nonprofit. It's been great.
How much do you make doing that?
Just under $60K a year.
And what's your favorite thing about what you do?
The gratification of, you're there to help clients. I've had times where clients actually are no longer homeless and are housed again, so.
You're getting paid and helping people.
And helping people, man. That's all you can ask for, right?
Cosm.
And what do you do for a living?
I do construction and I run my own smoothie and coffee shop downtown. Guys, market, if you guys want to check it out, is in 210 Augusta Avenue.
How did you get into construction and then running your own smoothie shop?
Well, I've done construction with my dad, so it's like something I could do with my hands. I'm pretty good with my hands, but also a smoothie shop, I've been trying to get into the healthier side, trying to make people become more healthier. So smoothie, we do cold press, no sugar and everything. We're trying to keep it all natural.
How much do you make doing what you're doing?
Construction, 80 plus K a year, and my side business, I'm looking at around 100 plus a year.
You're making 180 off everything?
So, yeah, closely around there. Yeah.
And what advice would you give to someone that wants to run their own business?
Go for it, man. Risk. If you don't take the risk, you're never going to know. If you don't take your risk in your own future, you're going to actually build someone else's future. So you just got to think about that way.
I run a local courier company here in Kitchener-Waterloo. It's Eco Courier, and we use electric vehicles to do local deliveries and service local businesses.
And how did you get into this?
I was with a friend who also owns a local business in Wilmot Township. We kind of hatched this idea while we were out cleaning windows. What we wanted to bring forward as a sustainable messenger service.
What does a day in the life look like doing what you're doing?
Driving around Kitchener-Waterloo and servicing local businesses.
And how much do you make doing what you're doing?
An employee's salary could range anywhere from $35,000 to $42,000 a year. We're still recovering from some of the damages that lockdown did to us and other local businesses who are our clients.
Yeah. And what's your favorite thing about running a startup and owning your own business?
The best thing about it is you have no boss. That saves you from a lot of problems, disagreement, just general decision making within the companies,
I'm a travel registered nurse. As a travel nurse, you can be incorporated, which means you have to take all your income and figure out your taxes by yourself.
What does a day in the life look like as an incorporated travel nurse?
I haven't walked in about 6 months. So what I kind of do is I walk a bunch for about 6 months and stack up my bag and just take a couple months off. So I do travel on my time off. But if I was working, it would be like me working in a regular hospital, going where people are short-staffed. You work as a nurse, but it's more favorable.
And how much do you make?
last year I worked about 8 months and I did over 150K, but then I do have to pay my own taxes, right? And also like on the side, being a business, I do like invest my money and
Why did you choose to become a travel nurse as opposed to just a regular nurse at a hospital?
While I was in nursing school, I did work for an agency just because I know it definitely pays more and it gives you more time freedom. That is such a big thing for me.
And what advice would you give to future nurses?
It can get hard, but whatever you put your mind to, you can definitely achieve. Just keep striving, and like if it's not good for your mental health, you need to change it. Okay, you do not owe any company, any hospital that loyalty.
I work at Much Music.
It's like music journalism. We do like social media, like interviews.
We're like interviewers, but then we like make content too.
What does a day in the life look like doing this?
Every week is different. That's the beautiful part about the job. It's so overstimulating. It's beautiful. Like 3 times a week, 2 times a week, we go see concerts, we cover them.
Talk about news that's happening in music and kind of just find creative ways to show that to our audience.
And how did you guys get into this?
Made a lot of content. I made a lot of funny videos and stuff like that. I collabed with people in the city and, eventually got my stuff out there and Much Music found us.
I was a music journalist, like writing for years, and then I was on TikTok, and then Much Music messaged me.
And how much do you guys make doing this?
You make 50K to like 200K, but like there's millionaires who do social media, so.
What's your guys' favorite thing about what you do?
So many things come to mind.
I know.
I love my job.
I love my job. It's like the best job. We get to work with our best friends. We get to talk about music, and like who doesn't like music, right?
So shout out Much, man. Shout out everyone supporting. Shout out you guys for even knowing, because we like making content for the youth, people in our generation as well. It's for everybody, but definitely to push it for the youth,
I'm a stand-up comedian.
And how did you get into that?
Very long story. I do a lot of mental health comedy now, and it all came kind of from my mental health journey back in 2019 when I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Just took a stand-up comedy class after seeing an amazing special on Netflix, and then just been doing it ever since.
How much do you make as a comedian?
Next to nothing, like an obscenely low amount of money. I do some of my own shows that I run, but in terms of like small indie shows, there's really not a lot of money. You're making $30-50 a show.
What's your favorite thing about being a comedian?
Oh, definitely the people. I mean, I have some of the best interactions with people before shows, after shows, during shows sometimes. Getting to socialize, talking for a living. I mean, you can hear how much I'm talking right now. Do you want to pay me to do that? Sure. The biggest takeaway I want to have from this video is that everybody watching, please support local comedy. There's so many amazing indie shows happening all over. Check Eventbrite, check the posters on the streets, check out my shows, Shameless Self-Promotion. I'm Ryan Z Comedy on all social channels.